Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you all have had a good week. Wanted to go live today on Friday with 5 things that happened this week, and hopefully something I say will help to encourage you. So anyways, it's a beautiful day, as you can hear. I have this, I think it's a blue jay, just chirping away. I do not know what is going on with him or her, but they're not happy. Or hopefully maybe they are happy. Anyways, it's a beautiful day. As you can see, the garden is still flourishing. It's still looking really good. It's a little messy, but there's still plenty of things to take inside and share with others. I made this beautiful bouquet this morning. Indy's decided to come over and check it out. Anyways, look at these dahlias. They are just literally amazing. Amazing. So the flowers are still continuing to bring joy, so that is making me super happy. Anyways, so to get started, of course, talk about my mom. Once again, it's been another fun-filled week. Of course, I say that sarcastically. Not. It's been very challenging again. It feels like things have just gotten super hard. Again, it's just like one thing on top of another on top of another. And it's just really starting to wear on me. I feel like I'm drowning in a way. Well, actually, I feel like I'm treading water, actually, just trying to keep up. And I'm feel like some days that I'm gonna drown. That's kind of the analogy I'm using. I've been crying a lot this week, and I don't think I have many more tears to cry. But anyways, with my mom, the biggest problem this week has been that she ended up, let me back up. My home health lady ended up, my hospice nurse ended up going in to see her, and she noticed that she had a skin tear on her left arm. And when she asked my mom about it, she said that my mom had said somebody had grabbed her and twisted her arm, which was very upsetting, very concerning to us. And when she asked them what had happened there, they had no idea, that there was no documentation as to what had happened. And the nurse from the day shift had said when she left that she didn't have it when she left. So it had to happen overnight. So I got to thinking about it, and I just was not sitting well with me at all, and you always wonder with people who have dementia and Alzheimer's, how much can you really believe? But in my past experience with my mom, I have noticed that when she says something kind of crazy like that, it's usually true. So it wasn't settling well with me at all. So I ended up calling this number I had taken down when she first went there, a place, number to call for suspected abuse. And I called and I told them my concerns, and the lady was nice and everything. And she said that somebody had already actually reported it, which was interesting because I hadn't said anything yet to anybody else there, and I didn't think my hospice nurse had either. So a little while later, I got a phone call from the social worker, and she has just not been helpful to me at all. I'm just really not liking her at this point. And she basically told me what had happened. She found out what had happened was that I guess my mother had started to fall, and somebody had reached out to grab her to keep her from falling, and in the process had ripped the skin off her arm. Now, I understand, how that could have happened. I mean, her skin is paper thin, which, I get. But the thing that I'm most upset about is the fact that it wasn't reported. And neither I or the hospice nurse was told about it. And that's the thing that makes me the most angry. And I, brought that to the social worker's attention, but she didn't seem to take me very seriously. And her response basically was, I don't know, which really made me mad. So anyways, I was already having issues with them, and I don't think anything's going to come of it, but I'm not going to let this lie. And on top of that, I finally did hear back from the ombudsman today, yesterday, about that whole dental situation with they won't let me bring anybody in. And now they're also refusing to let me bring in an eye doctor. They only have one, and they have her coming in, I guess, in October, but they gave me a price, and it's pretty expensive. we're still paying out of pocket. And I asked if I could bring somebody else in, and of course they're giving me the runaround again, which, not the runaround, but just telling me no, that I can only use who they have coming in, which still does not make any sense. But I did talk to the ombudsman yesterday, and she's been made aware of it, and she's working to go higher up to find a way to get other people in. I mean, the thing is she's not on Medicaid yet. We are still private pay, and it just makes no sense. So anyways, that is my frustration with her this week. And on top of that, the plot for her burial is still not done. I ended up going to the cemetery on Sunday. They had a remembrance ceremony during the high holidays over there for that section, and Amelia and I went. My uncle's actually buried over there, and so is my grandmother, and it was a beautiful ceremony, but we ended up meeting this lady while we were there, very nice lady, and I was telling her my frustrations with getting a plot bought for my mother, and she took me over to I guess the head of the place there, the executive director, and she introduced me to him and told him my frustrations, and I was very grateful for that. I didn't mean to crash the party, or not the party, but crash the event. But anyways, it was over, and I was talking to him, telling him my concerns, and the head rabbi was standing next to him, and he heard me talking, and I was literally almost in tears, and he had asked me where she was, and I told him what nursing home she was in, and the next thing that came out of his mouth was very upsetting. And he said, you should try Jewish Family Services. And I was like, what? I'm like, you're the rabbi here. Why are you not offering your help to me? Thinking in my head. And it was a very, very upsetting situation. And I said, no. I said, I've already contacted them in the past, and they've never been helpful to me. In fact, the rabbi there totally disappointed me when my sister was dying, and he never even showed up. And so the rabbi just walked away, and that was it. And it was just a very upsetting experience. I was, grateful for the executive director trying to help, but he really wasn't of much help either. He was deflecting back to the lady that's supposed to be helping me and making more excuses for her, saying that she's really a good person and that this is her sacred works, and that something about her husband, had died. And, and I'm thinking, well, if that's true, then why is she not being more helpful with this situation? So anyways, I left there, and a little while later I got an email from her. I guess she was out of town visiting her daughter for the holidays, which I get, but she had the totally wrong plot again, and when I tried to respond to her, I got one of those, canned emails saying that she's out of town now and will respond when she gets back. So I'm back on hold again. And, that's just not right. I don't understand why it is so hard. Sorry. I hope we're still here. Especially support from, clergy. I always thought clergy is the people that you're supposed to go to when you're struggling, and especially with something like this. But it's just not happening. So anyways, enough with that. On top of that, I went to a new doctor yesterday, and I do actually have some good news there. She was amazing. And I have a little bit of hope that, hopefully, pray for me that this is the right place. It's called Balanced Healthcare, and you can look it up. She's here in Denver, and what an amazing person. I mean, took so much time with Amelia and I, and just, so genuine, personable. I was really, happy with the experience, and I hope it continues to go well. So anyways, and then with my Etsy, little bit of good news there. I had a big order the other day, which I'm extremely grateful for. Makes me super happy. And I was going to post another reel for kale, but unfortunately, the reel I was going to post was for Hue the chocolate, and they have paused their submissions right now. So I have this great reel ready to go. I'm hoping they'll reopen it up soon, and in the meantime, I'll find another product to work on soon, hopefully. And then just wanted to end it with Faith Friday, and some prayer, wanted to talk about on the services for Yom Kippur on Sunday, or I think it was Monday actually. One of the rabbis, the other rabbi, the woman rabbi, the one that I actually was her nanny actually when she was a child, believe it or not. She gave a wonderful speech, wonderful sermon on Monday, and she was talking about actually Psalm 23, which really was an encouragement. And she was talking about how she was focusing on the word through. And that was amazing to me, to pull out that word through. Because, as it says, even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, and you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. And that word through, I mean, she's right. It does. It really makes a huge impact, because that's what we're all trying to do. A lot of us are trying to do. I know a lot of people are suffering and struggling right now, and we're just trying to make it through. So just, think about that word, when, we're all doing our best, it's like when it comes to grief, we're never going to get over anything, we're just trying to get through it and try to find ways, to live with it. And in my situation, I just really just need things to just be easier. So anyways, that's that. Just wanted to end with a little bit of prayer. Let's just continue to keep Ukraine in our prayers, stop that senseless war, stop pray for peace for Israel, stop the LGBTQI hate and anti-Semitism and gun violence. Just pray for this world, pray for all this division, pray for people to come together, people to help each other, and please keep my friend Josh in your prayers. He's, still struggling, continuing to struggle with his health. I know he's not doing well this morning. He's having some issues, and of course his grief. He's, now lost 2 people, his aunt and a friend of his, back to back, and another person is dying right now. So please keep him in your prayers. And then, my friend Teresa, hey Teresa, nice to actually see you today. Please pray for continued healing for her. She had knee surgery, and her mom, she's in memory care as well. And my friend Susie, I think she's actually on the mend, hopefully. Keep your fingers crossed, because she had COVID and was really sick. My friend Sheila also, she, has cancer, has terminal lung cancer, but she's an amazing person, amazing spirit. And also pray for my friend Kara, who runs the grief support group on Meetup. It's a wonderful group, Guidance Through Grief, if anybody is looking for grief support, and keep her in your prayers. I know she's been struggling. So if anybody else needs any prayers, let me know. Oh, and also please pray for my niece, Alexandra. She's on her way to California this weekend to some kind of Catholic conference. That's a whole nother story. But anyways, I'm going to be babysitting her 2 chihuahuas, and I'm going to have 5 dogs this weekend. So please pray for me, and sorry for all that noise. I don't know why it's always so noisy out here. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. I hope something I said was helpful, and if you guys are in need of prayer, encouragement, or support, let me know. And I hope y'all have a good weekend. Talk to you soon.